So now we'll discuss about first we will discuss about the demand for foreign exchange. Demand for foreign exchange. Demand for foreign exchange, or the question may comes like this: why the foreign exchange is demanded? The question may comes like why foreign exchange demanded. Okay, why the foreign exchange demand? That means why the foreign exchange needed, or why the foreign exchange demanded. The first reason, the foreign exchange demand creates. Why foreign exchange demand creates? The foreign exchange demand, the foreign exchange demanded. The first cause, the first reason is we want to payment of international loans. We want to pay the international loans. If you want to pay international loan, pay international loan, you want to pay international loan, then you have to pay the international loan through dollar. Okay, that means at that time the dollar demand will be, at that time the demand of dollar will create. Okay, at that time the demand of dollar will create. So if you want to repay international loan, at that time the foreign exchange demand, foreign exchange means dollar, basically dollar. The foreign exchange demanded, the first reason. Next is, if you want to gifts and grants to rest of the world. If you want to give gifts and grants to rest of the world, that means if you want to give some gifts, if you want to give some grants to other countries, if you want to help some other countries, then you cannot, you cannot give money through your currency, because your currency will not be accepted. So whatever you will give to other country, whether it's gifts, aids, grants, whatever maybe, to the rest of the world, that must be given by foreign exchange. And that is the second reason also. uh, the the creation of foreign exchange demand. That is the second reason of the creation of foreign exchange demand. There are so many other reasons also. Third is, if you want to invest, in rest of the world. Suppose you want to invest in rest of the world, like you want to invest in, suppose you want to invest in Bangladesh, you want to invest in Bhutan, you want to invest in Afghanistan, China, whatever the other countries you want to invest, you have to invest through dollar. Okay, through dollar, because your currency will not be accepted all these countries. And that is why the foreign exchange demanded. This is the third reason. Another reason we can write: if you want to purchase, direct purchase abroad, as well as imports from the rest of the world. If you want to import, or direct purchase from rest of the world. If you want to import, that means if you want to purchase goods and services from the rest of the world, that time also foreign exchange, that means dollar needed. So these are the reasons that the demand of foreign exchange creates. Okay, these are the reasons that foreign exchange demand creates. Next is, what are sources of supply? Next is, what are the sources of supply of foreign exchange? Supply of foreign exchange. Supply of foreign exchange. So what is the use of supply of foreign? So what are the reasons of supply of foreign exchange? Why one country will supply foreign exchange to another countries? Or the question may comes like this: what determines the flow of foreign exchange? What are the determinants of the flow of foreign exchange into the country? Okay, the question may come like this: what are the sources of supply of foreign exchange? What are the sources of supply of foreign exchange? Or what what are or what determines the flow of foreign exchange into the country. Okay, so this type of questions may comes. We will write the supply of foreign exchange. Why supply of foreign exchange creates, uh, if the demand of foreign exchange creates, if there are two parts, every goods and services whatever we have studied earlier, we see that there is one demand side and the another side is supply side. If demand creates, then definitely supply also creates. If demand creates, then definitely supply also creates. So if the demand for foreign exchange creates, then the supply of foreign exchange also creates from another sides. Okay, now the first reason is purchase of domestic goods by the foreigners. The first reason is purchase of domestic goods, purchase of domestic goods by the foreigner, by the foreigner. So the countries, some every year we see that there are so many foreigners come to our country. Okay, there are so many foreigners, there are so many foreigners every year comes to our country. Okay, so if they wants to purchase, if they wants to purchase our country's goods, then they need, then they will be required, they will need the dollar, that means foreign exchange. Okay, and that is the source of supply of foreign exchange. So when the foreigners comes to our country, when the foreigners comes to our country and they purchase our domestic goods, at that time dollar comes to our country, and that is why it is a source of supply of foreign exchange. That is why it is a source of supply of foreign exchange. And that is the reason. First reason is purchase of domestic goods by the foreigners. That means when the foreigners purchase our goods, they will purchase our goods by their, by their, by the dollar. Okay, by the dollar. And that time when they purchase goods by dollar, dollar will comes to our country, dollar will comes to our country, dollar will store, dollar will store in our country's bank, and that is the first source of supply of foreign exchange. Next is direct foreign investment as well as portfolio investment in home country. So when direct investment, direct investment or portfolio investment in home country, suppose some person or some institutions or suppose some person or any institution from another country, from another countries, any person, any institutions wants to purchase our country's share. Okay, or dividend or bonds. Okay, that is a one type of direct investment or a portfolio. It is called a direct investment or portfolio investment. Okay, that means when they direct invest our country, whether it's share, debenture, okay, bonds, whatever may be, when they purchase, they will purchase, they will purchase, they will purchase by their, by the dollar. And at that time dollar will comes to our country. When dollar comes to our country, that means there is a source of supply of foreign exchange. That means there is a source of supply of foreign exchange. Okay, that means direct investment means, direct investment means when the foreign investors, whether the foreign investor is a person or an institutions, if they directly invest in our country, that means purchase share, debenture, bond, like this. Okay, that means it is called it's called a portfolio investment. Okay, it's called a portfolio investment. When they purchase it by their dollar, they purchase it by their dollar. And when they purchase our country's uh, our country's portfolio, at that time dollar comes to our country. And that means what, that means when dollar comes to our country, that means there is a supply of foreign exchange, because dollar coming to our country, because dollar coming to our country. And that means, it is a source of foreign exchange. Okay, the second reason. Then the third reason is transfer of foreign exchange by the residents of the country abroad. Transfer of foreign exchange transfer of foreign exchange by the residents of the country, abroad, residents of the country abroad. Suppose, that means, suppose one person has come from US. Suppose one person has come from US, and suppose he is staying in our country. Okay, a person has come from US and he is staying in our country. Okay, now when his money will when his money will reduce, or when they have sufficient amount of money, at that time his parents or his relatives will transfer money, that means transfer funds to him, because he has because he has not sufficient money, to um, uh, to run his basic needs. Okay, to run his basic needs, or to purchase goods, services, or to continue, stay in our country. He needs money. So at that time, his relatives or his parents will transfer funds, that means transfer money to him. And that time, the foreign exchange, that means dollar, will comes to our country. At that time, foreign exchange, that means dollar, will comes to our country, because it is a transfer of foreign exchange by the residents of the country abroad. So that is also a source of supply of foreign exchange. There is also a source of supply of foreign exchange. Okay, so these are the sources of supply of foreign exchange. In my next video, we'll discuss about fixed exchange rate and flexible exchange rate.